Today, we're putting the legendary workhorse of the skies, the F-16 Fighting Falcon, up against the high-tech, stealthy Predator, the F-35 Lightning II. One is a proven classic. The other is a futuristic powerhouse. But does the cutting-edge tech actually justify the staggering price tag? Let's find out. The F-16 and F-35 are both products of Lockheed Martin, but they belong to different eras of combat. The F-16 was designed for agility and versatility, becoming the backbone of air forces worldwide. The F-35, however, was built for a new kind of war, one defined by stealth, sensor fusion, and data dominance. In this video, we're going to strip away the marketing and look at the hard numbers, from production costs and fuel burns to combat payloads and total fleet size. Now let's talk about the price tag. If you're a country looking to upgrade your Air Force, you've got a tough choice. Do you buy the shiny, high-tech F-35, or do you stick with the reliable F-16? Think of it like choosing between a top-of-the-line electric supercar and a really, really fast pickup truck. Both get the job done, but one is going to leave a much bigger hole in your wallet. On paper, a brand new F-16 Block 70 costs between $70 million and $90 million. That might sound like a lot, but compared to the F-35, it's like double the price. While a basic F-35A has a flyaway price of about $82.5 million, that's just the starting point. Once you add in the specialized gear and stealth maintenance it needs to actually go to war, that price can easily double or triple. This is why many nations see the F-16 as the two-for-one special. For the price of a small fleet of F-35s, you can often buy twice as many F-16. And for a smaller country, having 20 jets in the air is usually better than having 5 fancy ones that are too expensive to actually fly. But the real sticker shock happens after you buy the plane. The F-35 is a diva when it comes to maintenance. It takes about 13 hours of work on the ground for every 1 hour it spends in the sky. The F-16, it only needs about 5 hours. In everyday terms, every time an F-35 flies for 90 minutes, it burns through roughly $51,000 to $63,000 in total costs. That's like spending a whole year's salary for an average family in the time it takes to watch a movie. The F-16 is much easier on the budget, costing about $25,000 to $27,000 per hour to keep in the air. So, in case of cost production, F-16 are the winner. Now, we all love the high-tech wizardry of the F-35. It's a flying supercomputer. But in the hangar, let's just say she's a bit of a diva. The cost of keeping these birds in the air is where the F-16 really shows its veteran status. Recent 2026 data shows that for every single hour the F-35 spends in the sky, it costs between $34,000 and $42,000. To put that in perspective, that's like burning through a year's worth of college tuition in just 60 minutes. Compare that to our old reliable, the F-16. It only costs about $25,000 to $27,000 per flight hour. It's cheaper, simpler, and way more predictable. But it's not just the fuel or the pilot's salary, it's the labor. The F-35 requires a massive 13 hours of maintenance for every 1 hour of flight. Between the fragile stealth skin and the complex electronics, the ground crews are basically living in the hangar. The F-16? It only needs about 5 hours of work to get back in the air. It's the difference between a high-maintenance supercar and a rugged pickup truck. If you're looking at the bottom line for a daily workhorse, the F-16 takes the win for keeping the budget and the pilots on the move. Next up, let's talk about range and endurance. This is basically asking, how far can these jets go, and how long can they stay in the fight? Now, looking at the raw numbers, the F-16 is a bit of a marathon runner. Because it's been around so long, we've gotten really good at strapping extra fuel to it. When you load an F-16 with external drop tanks, those big pods you see under the wings, its ferry range can hit over 2,600 miles. It's like a car with a massive backup gas tank in the trunk. Then you have the F-35. It's built differently. The F-35's whole thing is stealth. If you strap big fuel tanks to the outside, you show up on enemy radar like a giant neon sign. So the F-35 carries all its fuel inside its body to stay hidden. While it has a massive internal tank, holding about 18,000 pounds of fuel, its range is usually capped around 1,380 miles. So, here's the trade-off. The F-16 can go much further if it doesn't mind being seen. The F-35 goes a shorter distance, but it does it as a ghost. But if we're strictly talking about who can fly the furthest distance on a single trip, the winner for raw range is the F-16. All right, let's talk about numbers. If this were a popularity contest, the F-16 wouldn't just win, it would blow the competition out of the water. Since it first took to the skies, over 4,600 F-16s have been built. Think about that for a second. That is enough planes to fill the skies of 25 different countries. It's the ultimate old reliable of the fighter jet world. And even though it's been around for decades, Lockheed Martin is still building brand new ones today at their plant in South Carolina. Then we have the F-35. It's the new kid on the block, packed with all the latest stealth tech and gadgets. It's definitely catching up. Lockheed just hit a massive milestone by delivering over 1,325 units as of early 2026. In fact, 2025 was a record-breaking year for the F-35, with nearly 200 jets rolling off the line. But even at that lightning-fast pace, it's still miles behind the sheer volume of the F-16. When it comes to which jet has the biggest footprint on the planet, there's no contest. The F-16 has thousands more units in the air right now. It's the most produced Western fighter in history, and for that reason, the F-16 takes the crown for total production. If you think of these jets like trucks, the F-16 is your classic heavy-duty pickup. It's legendary for its external truck capacity. The F-16 can haul about 17,000 pounds of bombs and missiles. But here's the catch. It carries all that gear on the outside. It looks intimidating, but to a radar, it's as easy to spot as a neon sign in a dark alley. Now, look at the F-35. On paper, it can actually carry more, up to 18,000 pounds in beast mode. But the F-35 has a secret weapon: internal bays. When it needs to be a ghost, it hides about 5,700 pounds of firepower inside its belly. This lets it sneak past the world's most dangerous defense systems, hit a target with surgical precision, and disappear before the enemy even knows they're under attack. So maybe we can call it draw for both of them. But let's get into the main dish: stealth and tech. This is where the gap becomes a canyon. The F-16 is a fantastic fighter, but at the end of the day, it's fourth-gen tech. It's visible. The F-35, it's a fifth-gen ghost. Think of the F-35 as the battlefield quarterback. Thanks to something called sensor fusion, the pilot doesn't just see a radar screen. They see a 360-degree digital map of the entire war zone. The jet's computers talk to satellites, ships, and other planes, blending all that info into one clear picture. The pilot can literally look through the floor of the plane using cameras in their helmet to see what's below them. The F-16 simply cannot do this. While the F-16 is busy reacting to threats it can see, the F-35 is already 3 steps ahead, calling the plays for the entire fleet. When it comes to a reliable, versatile, and budget-friendly, the F-16 stands out as the ultimate value defender. However, when facing high-threat environments and sophisticated radar systems, the F-35 is essential for survival and mission success. Ultimately, the F-16 dominates the balance sheet, but the F-35 dominates the battlefield. Now that you've seen the breakdown, which cockpit would you rather be in? The agile, combat-proven F-16 or the stealthy, next-gen F-35? Let us know your pick in the comments below. If you enjoyed this comparison, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button. Here's some of our video that you might love too. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.